Hey guys, welcome back to the series, How to Use Harmor. This is going to be video 9, and today we're talking about blur. So it's located in the middle left-hand section above the prism. So let's go to a default patch as always, and let's take a look at this. So our first knob is going to be the mix set at 100%, basically saying that this effect is always going to be applied, but we have no strength or no attack or decay, so it's basically turned off. So a good way to show you this is I am going to make an LFO for our frequency here. Let's bring it up, maybe slow it down a tad, or let's see how that sounds here. Let's slow it down just a little bit here. Okay, so we have our mix that we talked about, and then we have an attack knob and a decay knob. So the decay knob is easiest to see. So we can kind of see it's almost like a fade out or smearing, as they say, of the partials of our signal. And the further up we go, the more of that decay sound we're going to get. Almost to where it overlaps to the next LFO cycle. And then this harm here is going to be the amount of that. So as we have this maybe a little less than noon. We can see that effect getting a little bit stronger as this gets a little bit lighter here. And then these two tiny little knobs here are going to be weighted in the high frequencies and the low frequencies. And the thing to keep in mind is these buttons, or these knobs, actually work opposite from another. So let's bring this down because it can get a little bit loud. So this top one is for the high frequencies. As we can see, it says harmonic blur top tension. So it goes all the way at the top, and as we bring this down, it gets much more intense. And then for the low frequencies, as we bring it to the bottom, it gets less. Then at the top, it's the most. So the bottom one at the top is the most effect, and then the top one at the bottom is the most effect. Sounds strange, but that's how it functions here. Now that might be kind of a strange effect, like why would I use this, you know? But a really cool part is the mask for the blur. So if we click this drop-down menu and we go down to blur local mask, we'll see this graph. And an easy way to demonstrate this to kind of show you what's going on is this. I'll make a point here, 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 and here. And I'll drag this one all the way down, this one all the way down, this one all the way down, this one also all the way down. And let's tuck these in so we kind of just have like a pillar kind of thing. Now we can kind of see what's going on. This shape basically saying that it's on and this is going to be off, so to speak. Those are the only partials that are going to be blurred. And that's basically what that does in a nutshell. It's kind of a cool effect. They kind of call it a reverby type of sound to it. So definitely play around with that. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the pluck, which also has the blur section there as well. So that's something that we're going to tie into the pluck. I felt like talking about the blur would be more helpful, and then we talk about the pluck. So this button will make a lot more sense once we come to it. And last thing, but last thing's last, I guess. If we right click these knobs, the only one of these that really has an articulator is going to be this harm right here. So we can go to edit articulator, and we have all the traditional type of articulation here that we can change with. So if you kind of think a little bit out of the box, you can say, okay, we have our harmonic blur amount, and then we can set this to a unison index mapping of different voices here. So it gets really in depth, so you can spend a lot of time in these graphs, especially in the unison one, and the blur, and then you can go to the blur local mask like we were talking about here. So you can say like, only these voices are going to be blurred, but only on these types of frequencies. So very, very interesting things to think about. So hopefully the blur is not as confusing anymore, and it's a little bit more clear. If you have any questions about it, please let me know, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about the pluck, which is also a very cool feature.